10 among 9 people killed. Ugandan New Year's Eve fireworks crowd crush. Shalom. All praises to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. We are back at you with another lesson through the power and spirit of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Akakwadash, giving double honors to all the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone. And the house of David is rising back at you with another lesson. And yeah, and in the hopeful year that all of the prophecies come to pass. Abaratazar, Father willing. So we're going to check out some of these. This is how the new year started, from the Independence. A couple of these news articles, man, just to let you realize that when the Most High says things, his word doesn't fall to the ground without results. Prophecies. So all I did was tap in. I just tapped in how many people died on New Year's Eve. That's all I did, man. 2023, man. You're gonna see holy but things happening here. 9 killed in New Year's Eve crush in Ugandan capital. 9 suffocate to death. Again, New Year firework crush. 10 people among 9 killed again. You want celebrities deaths? That's another video right here. Actors, singers who passed. Well, there's a lot. Celebration deaths. 2023 stars who've lost. Man arrested over New Year's Eve. Death of woman in London. Right, let's go with that one. Let's check this one out. It's over here, because there's a lot to choose from up here, man, you know. I did say I was gonna follow through with my video that I did the other day on 1 Peter 5 and 8. As a matter of fact, let's go to it. Let's go to that video. What's all these stupid adverts, man? This is from The Guardian, anyway. These stupid adverts. Can't get rid of them stupid adverts, man. Stupidness. Get rid of these stupid adverts. Get rid of this stupidness, man. We create safe space. What's this stupidness? Get rid of it. Oh, yeah, stupidness. It's getting in the way. That's why we was talking about staying focused, wasn't we? The other day, man. Because even when you're doing a video, they want to keep flashing stupid adverts in front of you, so we've got to stay focused. So let's get back to this, following on from my video on 1 Peter 5 and 8. Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour. So vigilant means to be alert, as we looked at that, and being sober means to be alert. Similar, very similar. Sober and vigilant, similar things. Sober, you could be sober, off, free, alcohol free, but in this case, staying focused on your surroundings, being alert, being vigilant. Yeah, so we went into that. I want to check out the NIV now. Yeah, be alert, of sober mind, not being overclouded, over distracted. Your enemy, the devil, prowls around like a roaring lion, seeking for someone to eat, someone to devour. We know what that word means there, to eat. And we looked at the word, the way the lion prowls and the way the lion hunts. The lion is very strategic. So here, this is he's being described as a lion. Our enemy is being described as a lion, a roaring like lion. Be alert and be sober minded, of mind. Your enemy, the devil, prowls around like a roaring lion, seeking for someone to eat, someone to devour. Now the NLT, getting into this words thing. Stay alert, watch out for your great enemy, the devil. He prowls around like a roaring lion, looking for someone to devour. Now we're going to check out some people who fell prey to the lion, the ease, or the demons out there, New Year's Eve. There's a lot to look at. We just check 1 and 2 of these articles here from The Guardian. Man arrested over New Year's. Oh yeah, there was one that was on the mainstream. We don't have to cover that one. One suspect was arrested for an axe attack. He attacked about 2 or 3 police officers. That was shown in New York, Times Square, and you just see people rushing and running around, all in panic for their lives. Over here, I saw situations where they was trying to create panic and people to be grabbed up and arrested. You saw a little bit on the news. They didn't show everything, but I can tell you from what I saw with my own eyes, that was a creation of the Centurions. The way that they do things, sometimes they just create barriers and put barriers around. I know because when back in the day in the 90s, when I stopped going carnival, I started to realize that it was set up in such a way where people in an agenda, let me just say that, where people get trapped going down roads, dead end roads, and then the police come round and they call it cattling. So they was creating a situation where they can be in control of people and cattle people and intimidate people so that people can panic, and then they start acting out in behaviors that are not befitting to police, as far as they're concerned, not befitting, and so they can grab them up and arrest them. But they created the panic in the first place, just like the lion. What the lion does, the lion creates the wildebeest, his prey, to panic and run around and lose its head, hopefully losing the little its cub or its calf, so that it can grab up the calf as its prey. The lion creates a panic in the same way in the forest, the same way how panic reaction solution. That's what the lion does. Same thing. The lion does the same thing. Panic reaction solution, and then he's got ya. So we are not ignorant of safety devices. This is what was happening. I saw that with my own eyes, and they succeeded to people who wasn't sober, they wasn't alert, they wasn't vigilant, and they fell prey to the prowls of the devil, the prowling devil, the lion, as described in 1 Peter 5 and 8. It's a powerful precept if you take it to and use it in your strategies, in your goings ins and goings out. It works. The Most High's words don't fall to the ground without results. So, yeah, woman 39 found with serious injuries and pronounced dead at scenes in Hayes, say police. And they got the man. 29-year-old man has been arrested on suspicion of murder after a woman was found dead in their home on New Year's Eve. Police and paramedics were called to an address in Willenham Drive in Hayes, West London at 10:30 a.m. on Saturday. They found a 39-year-old woman with serious injuries, and she was pronounced dead at the scene. So, if you want to read all that there, it's in the Guardian news. I'm just going to let you realize that we don't joke around when we talk, you know. There was a whole heap of incidents around the globe. We're just covering 1 or 2. 10 among 9 people killed in, this is from the Independent, killed in Uganda New Year's Eve fireworks, crowd crush. So you're really just hitting this point here, you see. At least 9 people were killed in Uganda after a crowd rush into New Year Eve fireworks display got stuck in a shopping center corridor. A 10-year-old boy and several others, juveniles, were among those who died in the stampede near Uganda capital There you go. There you go. Camilla official said. Camilla official said. So the Centurions say. It was a stampede, man. I think it was a thing that was it was a problem reaction solution thing situation, like how they do, right? All I did was just say, I just went to it, man. So yeah, we're going to look at that precept in Ephesians chapter 6 and you know, the days are wicked, and 5 and 6. We're going to check that precept out, being aware of the times because the days are wicked. That's all I did, man. Just went into this. Just how many people died? The celebrating of the death. How many people died on New Year's Eve? You see, there's a massive list there, massive list. Another one is bloody New York City New Year's Eve gang-related stabbing in Times Square sends man to hospital. So things that you ain't gonna hear about on, I'm covering some of them, the ones you ain't gonna hear about on the mainstream news. These are what I'm covering here. A couple. Man was repeatedly stabbed during a bloody altercation in Times Square on Saturday morning as the city got ready for its annual New Year's Eve celebrations that draws tens of thousands of people. Spokesman of the New York's police department told Fox News Capital a man who is believed to be homeless got into an altercation with another man he likely knew previously at the corner of 7th Avenue, 14th Street, blocks away from one Times Square at 11 a.m. Saturday, and one of the individuals was stabbed multiple times. This is from Yahoo News. There you have it, man. I'm just going to hit some precepts now. Victim, 40-year-old male, suffered multiple stab wounds in torso and back, and was transferred to Bellevue Hospital in serious but stable condition, according to the police. So that's the little backstory of a couple of. I mean, there's a lot more. Just a couple of articles I covered, and there's a lot more. I don't know. The title of this video is going to be very fitting again. Be sober, be vigilant. 1 Peter 5 and 8. And we looked at the other in the NIV and the NLT. Because the adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour. Be alert, be sober-minded. Be sober-minded. Your enemy, the devil, prowls around like a roaring lion for someone to devour. And it's good to see that lion in motion when it's seeking its prey, the strategy that it uses, and it's very different from the cheetah and the other one, the leopard. The leopard hides it. It's more, the leopard is more subtle. It's more stealth. The leopard it can climb trees, man, and it may even hide in a tree, and it's very good. It sees the leopard, right? I'm just breaking down some of the strategic styles of the different animals, the different cat family. The leopard is more stealth in its hunting strategy. It may hide up in a tree, or it may drive you up into a tree, corner you so that you have to go up in the tree, and it can climb very well. So it's got you in that way, and it's much more stealth than the lion. The lion will roar into the ground, so to vibrate the ground, so that if you're within a mile of it, any of its prey may panic because the ground will actually vibrate, and it will cause a panic to all the prey, and the prey will run out of the bushes wherever it may be hiding, and then it's got you out in the open, vulnerable, right? That's how the lion does its thing. That's how the different strategies of the animal kingdom. There's so many strategies that different cats use. You got the night prowler, the leopard, the panther or the leopard, night prowler, stealth, hides in trees, hides behind bushes, blends in with its background, whether it be the black panther or the that may hunt at night and blend in with the background, or the leopard that may hunt in the day and blend in with the background. The stealth background, that's very good, climbing up mountains and trees and jumping out of nowhere. Before you know it, you're being devoured, man. That's the leopard. And they're both powerful, and the tiger too. They're both very the tiger is very powerful, known for its aggression and strength. So yeah, that's Job chapters 12 and 7, or 7 and 12. Watch the animals and they shall teach thee. We learn a lot from just watching the animals. This is why we're looking at the illustration of the enemy. Study the enemy, you know. Anyone that goes into any kind of combat sport, if they're good, if they're on that high level, elite level, they will study the enemy. And we've got an elite enemy that's willing to throw the kitchen sink. He's skilled in what he does, and he's took down many. He's took down many of our, which he ain't gonna get the elect. And even if he does get the elect, it's all the Most High's movie. They're gonna come back, boom, come back. You know, because there's no such thing as death. Most High will bring them back straight away, and then they get they'll get their humble pie in the end. And no matter how much they've took down, Deuteronomy 28 goes into that, right? And also the battles that we had, the collective battles that we had talks about in Numbers, where Balaam and Balak planned to scheme against us. Most High in Numbers 23 and 23 says there's no it's gonna come to me. There's no limit. As a matter of fact, we can get that. There is no enchantment against Jacob. Yeah. So if you're of the elect and you're of that number, the Most High's got your back. There's no enchantment against you, right, man? So be alert, be sober of mind. Your enemy, the devil, prowls around like a roaring lion, looking for someone whom he may devour. But if you're to be devoured because you're not being vigilant and sober in mind, that's what we just saw. People succumb to the enemy's strategies because they're not being vigilant, and it's usually down to them being drunk out and legless out of their mind. One more time from the NLT: stay alert, watch out for your great enemy, and he's a great adversary, a great enemy. The devil has prowled around like a roaring lion for someone to devour, because they ain't got if you really study these people, a lot of the time, he even says it in Malachi 2. They don't even sleep. They don't sleep unless they have some plans, some scheming mischief going on. They won't sleep. So yeah, man. So we just looked at some of those examples there. People succumbed because they wasn't being vigilant. 9 people killed in Uganda, New Year's Eve, fireworks crash. Yeah. Stabbing New York City, New Year's Eve, gang related. Stabbing in Times Square. Sends mans to hospital. Goes in. And these people were of the world, wasn't they? So let's hit some of these precepts. 1 John chapters 2 and 17 says, and the world is passeth away, and the lust of it, and the lust thereof, but he that doth the will of God abideth forever. Right? The world is passing away, man. You see, you know that we got a gist of what that may mean. Might come back to that and look at that word there. Gonna hit off some of these precepts at this point. 2 Timothy 1:3-1 says, know this also, that in the last days perilous times shall come, for men will be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy, without natural affection, headstrong, traitors, trace breakers, truce breakers, false accusers, indecent, fierce, despisers of those that are good, traitors, hearty, hard-minded, lovers of pleasure more than lovers of God. Yeah, these people, they just, any excuse to have a party, Oh, Happy New Year, let's go and get legless and get shit-faced and fall all over the place and lose our dignity and throw our inhibitions out the window. You see, hard mind, lovers of pleasures rather than lovers of God. Yeah, and that's why we're using this, we're going into this, so that we can be mindful of these people that they're not the same as us, man. This place is getting worse and worse. Their agendas, their way of their pastime is getting drunk and still taking your wife, taking your woman, and having their wicked way, lovers of pleasures. Yeah, perilous times shall come. You might come back to that word too and look at that. Let's check this one out too. Yeah, this is one I wanted to get to. Right, this is in Ephesians chapters 6 and 4. You want to find this one here. Yeah, man, you have to be careful of these people, man, because these people have agendas, man. Everyone's got an angle, everyone's got an agenda to be wicked, a potential agent. All these people, including your family, these people, if they're not in the truth, and it's just the straight truth I'm telling you now. If they're not in this truth, in sincerity and in truth, if they're not in this truth, in sincerity and in truth, they're a potential agent. If you saw the movie The Matrix, where they just morph into some kind of whatever they're going to be used for, to be used against you. Yeah, the agents, they just morph into whatever they need to do what they need to do. The agents, but you just know they're against you. So yeah, man. Ephesians chapter 6 and 10 says, "Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and in the powers of his might. Put on the whole armor of God, that you may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil." Yes, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of darkness of the world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Wherefore take unto you the whole armor of God, that you may be able to stand, right, in the evil day, and having done it all, to stand. Standing therefore, having your loins girded about with truth, and having your breastplates of righteousness. Yeah. So there you have it. Okay, I want to find a word. I want to look for a particular word. Is it in? The days are evil. Let me just type in evil. See if I get that. Evil. Evil. Nah, there's a lot of precepts on evil. It comes up. Alright, let's go back. Evil days. Right, here it is. Yeah, Ephesians chapters 5 and 16. Let's check this one out. Ephesians chapter 5 and 16. First of all, let's go to it. Remain in the times, because the days are evil. Evil. Redeeming the times, because the days are evil. So, yeah, Ephesians chapter 5 and 15. Let's read this one. Yeah, see then that we walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise. Very similar to being vigilant and sober. Redeeming the times, because the days are evil. Circumspectly. Since it's similar, let's check it out. Circumspectly. And we...
Strong's G 199. Akribos.
So that's like it said there, akribos, if I can Say that. Very similar to being diligent and being sober and vigilant. Exceedingly accurate. Diligent. Diligently. Exceedingly accurately. We looked at the word circumspect, man. See? Circumspectly, diligently, perfectly. Okay. All praise to Yahweh Bashim Yoshai, man. Yeah. We walk circumspectly, not as fools but as wise. Redeeming the times because the days are evil. Alright, man, let's come back. We want to look at this word now. Redeeming the time because the days are evil, right? Evil.
Strong's G 4190. Paneras.
Evil. Now these people again, and it's not an overstatement, a lot of them are full of evil, man. Full of angles and full of agendas. Right? We're looking at this word here now, and like I say, their potential. Everyone who's not in this truth, in sincerity and in truth, you got to look at them as potential agents, just like the movie The Matrix. If you've seen the movie 1, 2, and 3, I think there's maybe a 4. I think there may be a 4, but I'm not sure. How the agents, they just morph. 1 minute they're your friend in the world, and then the next thing you know, they've morphed into an agent looking to take you out. That's not no overstatement. These people in the world, this is what they're full of annoyance, hardships, and even your woman. And I know you've seen it with your own eyes. People just switch. They just switch because they haven't got the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yoshai. They can just switch at any time, morph into an agent. Pressed, harassed by labors, bringing toils, annoyance. Man, I've been there. I've been there with these, some of these women. I've been there, man. Right, annoyance, perils of a time full of peril to Christian faith and steadfastness, causing pain and trouble. Evil. This is the word we're looking at here. We're looking at the word evil from a derivative of. Let me hear that again.
Strong's G 4190. Paneras.
That's how you say it there. Annoyance, headship, pressed, harassed by labors, bringing toils, annoyance. These people are fribbing annoying, man. I'm telling you. But I've got a strategy how to deal with them. Yeah, because we are not ignorant of Satan's devices. When I'm around people, when I can see situations and I've got the ability to be able to see situations, like I mentioned to you when I was coming home from camp the other day. I saw this was 2 hours in advance. So because the Most High put the Spirit on me, right? Because we have to walk circumspectly. The Spirit was on me to be vigilant and sober, and I was literally sober in my mind. Didn't touch no alcohol. And like I said, you can do that in your own time, in the privacy of your own home. You can get into that. You understand? If you're into that. But not when I'm around any potential agents, because they can switch at any time. I wouldn't have done that. I was vigilant. So the Most High had the Spirit on me, and I perceived what was going to take place 2 hours in advance. I said, look at what they're doing. They're going to try and cattle the people, telling people they can't go down roads when there's nothing going on down the road, saying that they're creating barriers and blocking off roads just for the sake of it. One Edomite woman come up to me. She said, oh, they said we can't go down this road no more. They blocked it off. So I said, all right, thank you very much. The Most High could have put the Spirit on her to tell me, man. And I said, okay, this is what's going on. In New Year's Eve, they're going to try and cattle people. And I was right about it. The Spirit was on me to see in advance. Yeah, they call that visualizing. Sometimes you may even get premonitions about what may happen tomorrow or a couple of hours time. The Most High can give you things like that. If you're hopefully elect all of his elect, right? You can get premonitions, you can get visions, what is going to happen tomorrow, next week, whenever. You put it down to the spirit, and you usually do know when you look at the precepts and back it up with the precepts, whether it comes from the right hand side or the left hand side. The Most High can put that into you too, see? And a lot of these people are, what is their problem? Bad or bad nature or condition. This is a lot of these people, their problem, man. You can tell, you can usually discern, when you're dealing with certain people in the shops, when you're being served. And yeah, people are polite, and they know they're supposed to be polite, and we're polite back to them. But that doesn't fool us, you understand? When they have an agenda, right? In a physical sense, disease or blind. In an ethical sense, evil, wicked, bad. Right. Point is made. Enough said on that, man. Yeah, and even certain people in my family, I know they got problems. They got demons on them, and even in your family, a lot of people have potential demons. And how you deal with them, you ask the Most High to give you the spirit of wisdom how to deal with such like people. We just looked at some of these precepts in Peter. I'm going to end off the video. The point is already made there, right there. Right, in Ephesians, again, I'll just read that again. In a physical sense, disease or blind, they ain't got no spirituality in them. In an ethical sense, evil, wicked, and bad. So that was in Ephesians chapters 5. Right, there you have it. Okay. Ephesians chapters 5 and 16. Let's look at it again and end of the video. Ephesians chapters 5 and 15. I wanted to get the highlight there. Yeah. See then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the times, because the days are evil. Circumspectly, but I want to get the word there. One more, man. It's about my time now. I'm going to just look at this last word. I've got the word here, fools.
Strong's G 781. Asaphos. Because
that's something that we don't want to be. Unwise, foolish. Unwise. We don't want to be unwise. You see what happened to these people because they were unwise? See what happened to these people there? You see what happened? Enough of them dead. Kick the bucket. Gone. Yeah, the Most High, and the Most High's calling all of the people back to the spirit world anyway. That's just what it is. That's just what it is, man. And Yaharatazar, I do a video on a lot of these things that are taking place. The deaths. We have another one here. Fred White from Earth, Wind and Fire. The drummer dies at 67. Another one here. Jeremy Renner, critically injured. Oh, something happened to him. Could do a video on that. It was some kind of incident. And there's a lot more others, celebrities that kicked the bucket. What's the other one? Some other one that kicked the bucket. What's this woman's name? Barbara Walters. So some kind of producer of some kind, we see. Because they kicked the bucket, because the Most High said it's time now, it's calling people back to the spirit world for their judgment. And we know about Pope Benedict, Pope Ransinger, or Pope Benedict, one of those popes. So Pele, yeah. So we don't want to be in that category of people that are foolish, walking unwisely. because the Most High is calling the spirits back to the spirit world, so that they can receive their judgment. So now they know who they are for the most part, and how they serve their life. They're going to have to come back and serve out their sentence in this life. They're going to have to come back. All these that were judged, that were not walking circumspectly, and they were walking as fools, the ones that have been called back to the spirit world are going to have to come back and serve out back to earth, being born again, and come back and live out their life in their service, their community service, their judgment, their sentence. So this is how we want to walk. Ephesians chapters 15 and 16 says, redeeming the times, because the days are evil. A lot of these people are evil. They've got evil intent in their minds. And that's not an overstatement. They're all, if they're not in this truth in sincerity and in truth, they are all potential agents ready to be used by Satan, the devil. Right? So we're aware of these people. They walk about like a roaring lion, seeking whom they may devour. So, point being made there. All praises to Yahweh Shem Yeshua, the Wada, to Yahweh Shem Yeshua, putting the spirit on me to do this video. And yes, the house of David is rising, and everything the wicked have done to us, past, present, and future, is falling on their own head.